Poppy Playtime is one of the biggest mascot horror games out there. I'm talking up there with Five Nights at Freddy's and Bendy and the Ink Machine. And with every single popular game comes a Discord server, and the Poppy Playtime Discord server isn't the best. Ranging from the moderators mistreating members to the people that reside at the server, let's just say things just aren't great. In today's video, we are going to be going in depth talking about why the Poppy Playtime Discord server is absolute dog shit. And before we start this video, I would like to give huge credits to the cat Bagel. His channel will be in the description, and I'm basically stealing his script. Of course I am. And I actually DM'd the cat Bagel on Discord, and what he had to say was insane. Anyways, with all that out of the way, let's get started. Let's get started with the moderation team, specifically some of the more active ones. Now let me just make this clear. The entirety of the moderation team on the Poppy Playtime Discord server isn't all bad, but there are some specific people that do ruin it for the rest of the server. Let's start off with Area. There's a user who DM'd her on Discord instead of using mod mail, and you know what happened to that user? They got mocked publicly by Area, which is kind of disgusting because it could have easily been solved with hey, please use mod mail next time. Of course, that didn't happen, and the person got mocked. Why? Why would you? Why? By the way, Area is a mod trainee. A mod trainee is basically a pre-mod, so that means you're being tested out to see if you have the capabilities to be a moderator. And back then, she was an assistant. You know, pretty massive role. And you'd expect somebody like that to be acting professionally. But of course not. Another incident is she was warning people and threatening to ban them for role-playing, which I guess isn't allowed in the server for some reason. But you know what? She also does this. She roleplays all the time. And me personally, months later, when I joined the server again, she was still roleplaying. That's just... why? You literally tell people that it's against the rules to roleplay, and then here you are doing it yourself. To this day. She was also pretty damn rude back then, let's just say. And instead of apologizing, she just blamed it on the members. You know, because the members don't really matter, right? They're just bugs. They need to be squashed when they get annoying. The members don't really matter to the moderators, it appears. They're kind of just things to moderate. She isn't as bad as before, but I do still see her role-playing, which I kind of can't anymore, so if you're wondering why I'm not really putting up as many texts on the screen as you would expect me to, that's because I'm banned. I'll be getting into that later, and it's kind of a stupid reason, but you know what? I'm kind of glad. Anyways, there's plenty of other moderators that are also part of the problem, but I'm not going to bring those up because they're not really as bad as the Area stuff. I mean, I've seen a lot of people complaining about her specifically. There's this one other guy named Andrew Gay that they yap about. Unfortunately, I have no idea who he is because he's not even doing his job nowadays. I haven't even seen a single other moderator other than Area typing, which is kind of weird. I don't know why. Also, I will say, the first day I joined the server, Area, along with the other members of the server, were having some pretty disturbing conversations. I'm not going to put those up on screen. Basically talking about, gender and stuff. Stuff that you don't want to hear if you're just a fan who joins the server to talk to the other Poppy Playtime fans about lore and stuff. That's literally why I joined. I wanted to figure out more about lore so I can make, videos on it and stuff. But you know what? I got greeted with this. Amazing. Peak server, in my opinion. Anyways, now let's get on to the people who reside in the server. And oh boy, I'm gonna get canceled, let's just say. Alrighty, so, you know how Discord's age limit is 13+. Yeah, that means there's 13-year-olds on Discord. And obviously there's kids who are younger that don't give a shit about the rules. Maybe because they're mature enough, or they're just kids who just want to be on Discord for some, I don't know what they're doing. Anyways, so let's just say there's kids that are under the age of 13 in this server. And they're talking to 25-year-old furries.
What is that? Oh my god! Oh,
And these small children are talking to 25-year-olds. And any of these 25-year-olds could be pedophiles. I mean, it's Discord. What the fuck do we expect? But I'm not gonna go too into this, but keep in mind, there's people who are under the age of 18 in this server. And they're talking to these people who are 30 years old who are acting like cats. Let me explain. Half of the people who are in this godforsaken server are furries. Cancel me if you want to, buddy. I'm gonna say it. It's kind of disturbing when there's literally a bunch of furries who are spamming furry emojis and stickers in the server when I'm just trying to talk about the fucking game. Thank you very much. Please, don't shove it in my face that you're a furry, dude. Now, technically, this isn't a complete issue, but, I mean, it's Discord. Again, what the hell do we expect? But Mob Entertainment needs to realize that there are kids on their Discord server that are saying this. And these could be straight kids. That's just crazy. Literal kids who are being exposed to this shit because they just want to talk to other people like them that are into Poppy Playtime. But they get greeted with this. Reminds me of the FNAF stuff that happens, you know. Apparently FNAF isn't much better. So, that's not good. Luckily, I know nothing about FNAF. Thank God. But anyways, now I know I shouldn't be bringing up, you know, people and what they want to do. I guess, like, that's up to them, okay? I can understand if you're, like, freaking 13 years old and you don't know what the hell you're doing with life and you're just doing random bullshit because you're young and you have the excuse to do stuff like that because you're young. Whatever, that's fine. I don't care. You're gonna grow out of it in, like, a fucking year, so whatever. But, like, holy crap, you're 25 years old. You're a furry talking to freaking 15-year-olds. Like, what the... It's just disgusting, okay? I'm just gonna say that. And with these weird conversations and the weird-ass people who are in this Discord server, I decided, yo, I don't even care if I get banned because I fucking hate this server. You know, I was just trying to type. I was just trying to talk to the other Pop Playtime fans. And, yeah, I'm greeted with this. Now, let me bring up the DMs that the Cat Bagel sent me. The Cat Bagel. The best name ever. The first thing he said is mods mistreating people. Yes, I can relate to this. The moderators aren't the best on the server. He also said the moderators are very horrible towards straight people for some odd reason. Haha, does that relate to what I'm talking about? Does it? Because you know what? These moderators don't give a crap about the straight people who just wanna talk about the game. Let's just say that's kind of concerning if a furry asks a moderator to add a channel. Because why not? You know what? The moderator will do that. If these furries are reporting issues, those issues will be dealt with. But you know, the straight people who are just trying to talk about the game, they get banned. They get timed out for the simplest mistakes. Getting timed out because you said one thing that doesn't hurt anybody is kind of ridiculous. Now let me tell you how I got banned. Let's just say this relates to a certain event in 2001. You might be asking yourself, how the hell does it relate to that event? Let me tell you. So you know how people on the internet like to make 9/11 jokes? Huh. I used to do that crap, and I stopped. Long time ago. But here I am, in the Poppy Playtime Discord server, watching a bunch of furries type, and then I realized, yo, I have nothing to lose. So you wanna know what I did? Somebody brought up the meme 9 plus 10. Huh, cool, right? Somebody answered with 910. And I replied saying 910 plus 1 equals question mark. And I said, I'm hoping I get banned. Because I kind of wanted to get banned, not gonna lie, because that server was complete dog shit. And when they realized what I was talking about, let's just say I got timed out for 1 hour. Nice. 1 hour of punishment because of numbers. That's just... And then, you know what? The moderators could literally just correct my mistake saying, hey, let's not talk about 9/11. There's no rule specifically saying, don't talk about events in the past. There's literally no rule saying that I can't do that. But, again, I still got punished for it. 1 hour timeout. Then, a couple minutes after that timeout, guess what happened? BoogieBot started shitting on me. And he said, yo, you're banned from the Poppy Playtime server. Queso style. That's crazy, man. And yeah, I wasn't in the server anymore. I was literally banned because of 2 numbers. Are you kidding me? And in my mind, I was just like, okay, if I get banned for this is just a crap server, and I should probably, like, you know, not be in the server anymore. And that just goes to show how shitty the moderation team is on the server. You banned somebody because of 2 numbers, and you didn't even text, and they didn't actually text me explaining exactly why. Instead, BoogieBot, the stupid freaking bot that they used or whatever to tell people if they made mistakes or something shitty, whatever, said 9/11 jokes will not be tolerated in this server. Reflect on your actions. So, I went straight back to 1st grade, and this stupid little bot right here was my teacher. Let's go. Saying, reflect on your actions because of 2 numbers. Wow. W Discord server, not gonna lie. So guys, if you're gonna join the Poppy Playtime Discord server, let me just warn you. It's pretty bad. So, just, if you're gonna join, just join for the Poppy Playtime news. Don't actually join for anything else. The Poppy Playtime Discord server is interesting, let's just say the least. I highly suggest you don't join. But if you do, whatever. I could care less. Anyways, thank you for watching. If you enjoyed the video, don't like and subscribe, because I'm probably not going to upload for like another 2 months. Anyways, see you later. Goodbye.